Hey everyone, UEBS 2 Hub here, and in this battle we have 1 million animals versus 1 million zombies, so we have 750,000 of the battle ducks, and also 250,000 of the farm-raised chickens. These chickens, by the way, they will launch eggs at a range versus, again, 1 million zombies. So that being said, let's get this going. We've got 250,000 battle ducks here, 250,000 there, 250,000 there, and each of them are supported by a fairly large contingent of the free-range hens. Now, these hens are, again, ranged, so you have to bear that in mind. And you have 200,000 hens here, 25,000 there, 25,000 there. So by far and away, the majority of the bulk of the hens are right here on this, what I will call the main line. Now, as you can see, they are not yet contributing. Oh, here we go. We are starting to see the contribution of the hens. Now, it looks like the zombies are winning, quite substantially, actually. But as we see more and more of these hens contributing, I feel like the better it will be. Now, when it comes down to it, is the front line here. Obviously, these battle ducks are dying en masse. However, with each line of battle ducks that dies, another line of free-range hens can join in, which means that fewer of the battle ducks will die. So even though the kill-death ratio is strongly, and I do mean strongly, in favor of the zombies right now, I suspect that could change fairly soon, especially as we see so many of these hens joining into the fight. It is just absolutely wild what we are seeing here. Now, on the sides, it might be a little bit different because there is a much more limited supply of the archery hens, so we'll have to see. But thus far, about 10% of the animals have died, and only around 3% of the zombies have died. So it's still not nearly all that many of the zombies, but again, that ratio is increasing as more and more of these hens join the fight. So let's just kind of scroll through this front line here. Actually, let's zoom out and just see exactly how this is playing out on the macro scale. So as you can see, the entirety of the center of the zombie population has more or less been excavated and is now playing out on the sides here towards the flanks. Now, it looks like we may actually be seeing some hens shooting off at the zombies, but we are starting to see some thinning lines here of the battle ducks, which is a little bit not good, obviously. So this might be a little bit more of a massacre than I expected, as a matter of fact. But like, look at this line. Isn't this just absolutely bonkers? But thus far, we have almost nearing 20% of the animals dead, whereas only 7% of the zombies are dead. It looks like the chickens, the farm-raised hens, are not playing nearly as much of a role as I expected, and we are starting to see these battle duck lines really fall. Now, what's going to be interesting is, once these zombies really start to make it in, right, and they kill all these battle ducks, will the combined effort of all these hens make it a challenge for the zombies to even reach them? As you can see, they are not having a problem making sounds. Oh my god. It's just absolutely terrifying, the sounds. But right now, it's almost a 50% kill-death ratio, which is definitely improving, again, as I suspected, as more of these hens are joining into the fight. Now, what I think is going to be extremely crucial here is how these sides hold up. Now, of course, there are fewer hens on the side, but there are also fewer zombies on the side. As you can see, there are far more zombies right up here in the front, but far fewer on the sides. I mean, still a very large amount, but not nearly as many. We are starting to see the hens take part on the side here. So let's see what they're doing, if they can do anything, because this might be a little bit of what we can expect in that center, the battle of the bulge, so to speak. And it looks like they are actually doing well. I mean, the battle ducks over here have a surprisingly long lifespan, And it's because of this contingent of free-range artillery hen that are just wiping out the zombies. Now, I don't believe that the hens have any sort of splash damage. I don't believe. I'm not entirely sure. Now, these are all standard units. None of them are modded. So you can play this in-game. But thus far, about 300,000 of the animals have died. 160,000 zombies have died. And also, I mean, this might be something. So as these zombies keep pulling off, and they're dying over here, we might see it. Where the animals start to kind of counter it. Because, I mean, the animals might have a bit of an advantage over here. Which is definitely interesting. But thus far, we are starting to break that 50% kill-death ratio. Now, if that stands, we'll have to wait and see. But let's see what these zombies are doing over here. And they have broken through. They're starting to reach the artillery hens. The free-range hens. Oh, my gosh. Look at this, they're cresting the pile of their dead comrades. They have just broken through right when we got over here. Oh my gosh, how terrifying. But it looks like the kills are coming in much faster. Holy cow. Whoa, we are starting to see these zombies get slaughtered. Now that there are no more battle ducks to kind of keep them away. We'll have to see if this actually continues because these hens are being killed. But now we are getting close to a 1-to-1 kill-death ratio, and there are still some free-range hens in the back that have not yet gotten in range. So we still have not reached the entire capacity of these hens, but they are starting to make a pool of Kool-Aid right here at the front, and just they are creating another. You had this wave, this entire body wall, and now you have another one that's being formed right here. This is not what I expected. Holy cow. Let's just enjoy this. I'll stop commenting for a few seconds. This is absolutely horrifying. Oh my gosh. Can you imagine this? Now, we are starting to see the hens right in the back starting to actually be in range. So that means that the line is moving slowly, very slowly, closer. So we'll have to wait and see. But the animals now have a positive kill-death ratio. And I don't know if the zombies are going to have enough juice to push this one through. No, I don't think they are. Wow, they have been wiped out here on the flanks. And now we are starting to see the hens charging in from the side. Albeit very slowly at first, but they are starting to make it. And the zombies are out of juice. So, can you imagine this? Just being one of these zombies, and you cross it, and then, like, you go up again. You're like, oh, this is a weird job. You know, whatever zombie noises they make. And then they just go onto this hill, and it's just immediate death from being sprayed by eggs being launched out of a hen. Violently. Oh, my gosh. And they have done it. But still, more than half of the animals have died. So we still have a large contingent of zombies left. Now let's go check here on the sides. It looks like the free-range hens are the ones winning this. For the most part. But again, that's because the largest chunk of free-range hens were over here. Now that they, before we actually get over there, I guess you could say, like these free-range hens, before they can actually make it to the flanks, do the zombies do they have a chance at getting a breakout? Not entirely sure. Now that there are so many fewer zombies, being that they are melee, and being that they are being more or less continuously pelted, albeit by a much smaller amount, of artillery chickens over here. I don't think the zombies are going to win. However, we'll have to wait and see exactly how many they kill, because they are still killing tons of these battle ducks, and I am surprised. So let's just enjoy this real quick. No commentary. And I think this is really where it starts and stops, is you have it where the battle ducks, I think if it was just battle ducks, they would obviously lose. Like, you would need like 3-to-1 battle ducks versus zombies, and you would need them placed very well, right? Like, you'd have to have favorable terrain in order for those battle ducks to win. However, once you start introducing the archery unit of the farm, the free-range hens, you start seeing zombie destruction like nothing. I mean, of course, you could introduce Sherman tanks to this, but that's beside the point. You start to see tremendous destruction of the zombies, where it's like, once these guys actually get into range, oh wow, the zombies are starting to actually make it, because there are just simply not enough. Now, over here, these guys are surviving. However, over here, as the battle ducks line has collapsed, we might start seeing it where these... Wow, okay. So this is a bit unexpected. These zombies, at least over here, they are starting to successfully flank, and they may actually win. At least over here. Now, of course, the hens are a bit slow, so they are still making it over here very slowly, but we are starting to actually see some cases where the zombie lines are actually breaking through. Especially over here. This is not what I expected at this stage. But we only have 200,000 zombies left. I feel like the majority of them are here, and that huge bunch of them over there. But these guys, the hens over here, have been completely surrounded, which is a little bit unexpected. But then you have this large contingent over here that I think is going to be able to defend themselves, because they're really just scraping off the top of the zombies, and then they'll be able to kind of swing back in and save the rest of them, but not before these guys get wiped out, because once battle hens get free range hens, once they get surrounded, they lose. And I think that's what we're seeing. But these guys, they are just facing enemy fights sparse enough where they can win. So let's just go check this out, and then I'll go over to the other side. Oh, wow. So the zombies have been thinned out enough over here at this point where I think we are now starting to see an appreciable impact by the free-range hens over here. Let's go check out over here. It appears almost as though the zombie population is much more in control over here on this side. We do see a huge lake of Kool-Aid that these free-range hens are really just kind of stomping their way through. Good on them, I guess. But once this group of zombies is wiped out, which they are still killing a few hens, it looks like, very few, but once they're wiped out, we're going to see this entire force of hens, artillery units, archery units, coming through and wiping these out. But it looks like the zombies on this side have actually done a bit better. So they have already wiped out pretty much the majority of battle ducks. Bear in mind, I mean, they've killed almost 3/4 of the animals. So this is a very equitable or equal fight. I'm genuinely a bit surprised. We have less than or fewer than 90,000 zombies left. And now as there are fewer and fewer to actually reinforce the lines, we are starting to see them die a little bit more quickly. But they are still putting up a fight. And there it is. They've broken through, but they've got nowhere to go because as they get closer to the hens, these hens descend upon them, and they just die. You know? They are just, at this point, too few and far between in order to make an impact, but they still have killed around 20,000 more of the animals compared to when I last, even commented. So this is... They've still done a tremendous job. Oh, wow, they've actually completely collapsed this line over here. I'm kind of surprised. I mean, of course, it's not going to really matter in the end. However, they are still putting in work. I mean, like, it's kind of like the last German victory of World War II. I think it actually happened in, like, May of 45, maybe it was, or, like, April. But there was a German victory in World War II right at the end of the war. Where they surprisingly defeated whoever it was on the Eastern Front. But regardless, wow, we might see the last of the battle ducks go. This might be it. Actually, no, it couldn't be it, because there are supposed to be 750,000 battle ducks. So there's got to be a few thousand still left over there. Oh, okay, there are a few over here, too. Okay, that would make sense. They're still eager to fight on the front line, however. But now we have... Yeah. This is it. This must be the last portion of the zombies left. And they are being wiped out, but they are still wiping out the... that's the beauty of this game, right? It's like, yeah, you know, you can have... People, they don't retreat. You know, it's not like Total War where you can have people retreat. This game is totally different, where it's like they fight to the death. I mean, well, the second death, I guess, because they're zombies. But look at this. Let's just zoom out real quick as we get a little closer. And it looks like that entire group of hens might be coming over. I mean, it won't make an impact just because of how slow they are. However, or really, I think how small they are. It doesn't really matter. I mean, their speed matters, but I think it also matters, like, the unit that they traverse with each step. But right now, we have fewer than a quarter of the percent left, or 25% left of the animals, but fewer than, 1% of the zombies left, and I think this is it right here. I mean, tell me what you guys thought. Who did you think would win this? Especially at the beginning. Because this one was a bit up in the air, and I don't really think that you could accurately predict it, just based on what was going on, unless, of course, you took a little bit of a leap of faith, and maybe took a little bit of faith in the hens here. But here we are, the last zombies left. So they're being thrown to the meat grinder. And there it is, guys. The chickens have won. And the battle ducks, I guess. There's like no battle ducks anymore. But thus begins the reign of the free-range hens. Look at this wall of corpses. It's just insane. Once the hens started joining the fight, they started stacking bodies. Anyways, thanks so much for watching. Please, if you don't mind, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Either way, thanks again. I will see you all on the other side. Take care, everyone.